Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another Tarot Tea Time. Today, we're doing a reading on Jacob Elordi. Now, as I'm sure you guys have heard, he's being investigated. So let's get the facts straight first before we dive in. According to a USA Today article published on February 5th of 2024, a radio producer in Australia has alleged that Jacob Elordi physically assaulted him outside of a hotel in Sydney, Australia, prompting a police investigation into the incident. Elordi was at the Clovelly Hotel in the Sydney suburbs Saturday when Joshua Fox, a producer for the Kyle and Jackie O show on a local commercial radio station, Kiss FM, approached him. Fox, who detailed the incident himself, said that he asked Elordi for some bathwater, a reference from Elordi's film Saltburn for Jackie O for her birthday, when the actor asked him to stop filming and delete the footage. The situation soon escalated, and Jacob kind of just flipped out and pushed me against the wall. And his hands are on my throat, said Fox on the Kyle and Jackie O show on Sunday. This is all alleged, right? We don't know. We weren't there. This is being investigated as we speak. So let's just see what happened according to the Tarot Tea Truth. Now, we did have another reading that we did, not too long ago on a live stream about Jacob Elordi that was a little bit alarming. Speaking of his relationship with Olivia Jade, what came through in the cards was that he, was really in it for money. I mean, honestly. And then later, I feel like we confirmed that tea by resurfacing some interviews where he was actually talking about how he doesn't like taking certain roles, but has to because of money. And we all know that Olivia Jade is very wealthy. So I don't know. I feel like he might be in a weird place. That's got to create some tension within you. No excuse. You can never assault people. But let's just see what's going on. Allegedly, by the way. In regard to the incident, let's see what really happened. Let's get some cards to describe what happened. Oh, okay. Ooh, yep. Okay, the Five of Cups card. This is someone crying on this card. It's all about spilled cups, basically. Things didn't go well. Also, he was trying to get the radio personality was trying to get Jacob Elordi to fill up a cup of, the Saltburn bathwater. So that's kind of ironic that we also have cups on here. So yeah, it didn't go as well as planned. Definitely all parties left the incident, I think, feeling disturbed by what had gone on. Okay. So that checks out. Let's see if we can get any more details about the incident and like what transpired overall. Okay, 10 of Wands, a burden. This is a heavy situation. Okay, someone is like carrying, all these sticks on their back as I pull a bunch of my dog hair off of my. If you guys saw that, oh my god. Okay, so, but the 10 of Wands, this is like a burden. This is a major burden. So this situation has caused a lot of burdensome energy around both people. I think that this was something that, is going to haunt both parties. I think that the radio personality probably didn't expect to encounter that type of situation. And Jacob Elordi is now dealing with a lot of burdens because of this. I'm not sure what his management has done. I'm not sure the status of the investigation. We'll look into some of that in a second, but it's definitely resulted in a big burden. Makes sense. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive a little deeper into it now. Take a little sip of my tarot tea. I'm a little nervous for this one. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I feel like, I don't know. Okay. But we are going to persevere. We persist. Okay. So let's describe Jacob Elordi's role in the situation. Because if I'm not mistaken, I think that this particular group of Kiss FM DJs they're kind of known for doing like pranks and things like that. Again, you can say something to someone. You can even tell somebody to F off if you're really mad at them. But I think choking someone, that definitely goes to another level, right? That's not okay. So regardless of how annoying those people are, allegedly, you really can't do that. So let's just see like his state of mind. What was going on with Jacob? Let's describe his involvement in the situation allegedly. Oh, the Chariot. This is Mars energy. When the tarot tea just comes right out and says it. So the Chariot, this is associated with Mars energy. And this has like two men. I believe that his friends were also present, like his bodyguard, his friends. Actually, I know that was true because that was mentioned in the article. I just didn't read that part. Yeah, so he had other people there with him. This is kind of crazy. So he would be the person at the top of the chariot, and then he's got like these two bodyguards in front. So clearly he had backup, which made him feel more confident in acting the way that he did. He felt like, I can't lose. That's kind of giving me some bully mentality, though. I don't really like that. And, ganging up on somebody else, that's not okay. Also, on this card, the person at the top being carried in the chariot with the two little bodyguards, there's a bunch of stars behind her. I don't know if you guys can see that in the card, but there are a bunch of little stars behind there. And that's speaking to me of celebrity. So I believe that his celebrity status has empowered him to feel like he can get away with anything. Now, the chariot card is also about moving forward, moving quickly, doing things that might be a little bit rash or hasty, passion driven. Passion can also be anger, right? And so, again, this card is associated with Mars energy, which is, the god of war. And so, yeah, he ran hot. I mean, to me, this looks like someone who thought they won't get caught, someone who feels like, I have backup. I'm gonna try to get this person to delete the video. I just don't think he ever. It's kind of this arrogance of like I can't lose, right? And that's not okay. This is also anger, that's a little scary. That he would immediately go to like choking someone out because they made him mad. I don't like that. That's giving cray cray energy. All right, what will the repercussions be for him after acting in this Mars energy way? What is going to happen in the future as a result of this behavior? What will be happening next in the future as a result of this behavior? Page of Pentacles. Oh, wow. Okay, so money, page. Oh, God. This is crazy because this is like the one thing that in all of the readings that we've done on him, the one thing that he seems to care about the most is his financial status. It seems like that drives a lot of the things that he does because it's out of necessity, right? He's even talked about how he hated that one film series that he did where it was very like lovey-dovey, and he said like he doesn't even the kissing booth. How he doesn't even want to do that because, that's when he doesn't even identify with. I mean, it was really next level what he said, and it just was kind of uncool also. Like, you worked on this project, other people worked hard on it. Like, do you really have to say that? You could just not mention it if you're not proud of it. I just think that that was arrogant in itself. But that's because he's very money driven, and it was out of necessity. That's why he did that. Now, I think the biggest punishment, karma for someone, would be to go from the King of Pentacles, where you're getting a lot of opportunities, to the Page of Pentacles. So the Page is more of like a financially, it's a needier kind of state. So I think that he's going to have to pay a lot of money to make this go away, allegedly, for entertainment purposes. That is going to take a hit on his bank account. And I also think because of this, some people in the industry are going to put him on ice for a little bit. This is kind of a liability. And big studios and people who are budgeting, I believe that Timothy Chalamet was also up for the role that Jacob Elordi won in Saltburn. I would say in the future, because of this Page of Pentacles card, he's being knocked down, knocked down a couple pegs in his career. I think that in the future, if it were between Timothy Chalamet and Jacob Elordi, I think that the role would go to Timothy Chalamet. So he's going to be on ice for a little bit. This definitely has not helped his reputation. He's been a rising star, but I think that, him speaking negatively of projects in the past, now assaulting someone, I just don't think that this is good for his career. And I'm getting goosebumps. So confirmation. Yeah, he really needs to get it together. What caused this? Like, I'm just going to go one step further. Were there substances involved? Because I feel like that is such bizarre behavior. It's very extreme, to just go straight to that type of violence where you're choking someone. I mean, that's crazy. Again, you can respond to someone. You can even, tell them whatever, like, get out of here, you can insult someone back even if they insult you. I mean, if you really want to go that route, right? I always just think best to ignore people like that if they're really, don't give them a rise because that's what they're trying to get. People are just, when someone's like acting like a bully, or teasing you, oh, okay, the cards are flying. They're just trying to get a rise out of you. And the best thing you can do is ignore them. Seriously, it makes them the most annoyed because they're not getting any energy from you. So the card that flew out of the deck and fell on the ground is the Page of Wands. So this is about immature, passionate energy. So it's so funny because we got the Page of Pentacles, we got the Page of Wands, and we got the Chariot, which is all about energy. It's all about Mars energy, passion, anger. And the reason what was behind all of this, I didn't get anything that was like substance abuse related, allegedly. But what I do have is this Page of Wands, which is very immature. And I'm very curious about his birth chart. I wonder where his Mars is. Let's see if I can look that up real fast, because this is talking about one of his life lessons being that he has to overcome this Page of Wands energy, this immaturity when it comes to, being passionate, getting angry very quickly. It's giving loose cannon. Okay, here we go. Here's his birth chart on astrocharts.com. Now, we don't have his birth time, but we do have his birth date. He was born on June 26th, 1997 in Brisbane, Queensland, Australia. Now, what's interesting, what we can know like right off the bat, just by looking at his day of birth, the 26th, you add 6 and 2, which is 8. So that gives him an 8 energy personality. Now, if you guys know anything about numerology, or if you've been, watching any of my videos where I talk about numerology, you guys know that 8 is associated with power. And on the positive side, it can be like, just a very powerful, organized energy where you have leadership qualities, you're able to create abundance. It's about success. But the shadow side of the number, because every single sign, every zodiac sign, every numerology number has a shadow side. Well, the shadow side of 8 is domineering, controlling, angry, and like a tyrant. So do with that what you will. I think he was definitely acting from the shadow side. But if we look at his birth chart, he has his sun in Cancer. Okay. So that's already going to give somebody like a sensitive energy to where if they feel threatened, typically a Cancer sun will want to go back in their shell versus attack. We don't have his birth time, so there's no way to know his rising sign. He's very tall, kind of like thin. I wonder if he's like an Aries rising. That would fit. Not quite sure what his rising sign is, so we really can't speculate right now. But we do know that his Mars is in Libra. Now, fun fact about Libra, you guys, we're on the positive side. Libra is the scales of justice. Libra is all about harmony, and Libras make amazing mediators. Well, on the opposite side, the shadow side of Libra, a Libra not in their aligned energy is very much the opposite of that. They misuse their ability to understand what different people's desires are, and they can be very manipulative. Mars in Libra can either be extremely harmonious and charming and driven to create really positive relationships, or they can use relationships for their own gain, and it can actually become extremely hot-headed. Like I said, very like unjust, like the opposite of the scales of justice. They can tip them real fast. So yeah, that makes a lot of sense that he has his Mars there. So definitely it looks like the shadow side of 8, the shadow side of his Mars. Again, allegedly for entertainment purposes only. This is like a pretty intense reading, but I just really wanted to look into it. Oh my gosh. Okay. He has his Mars conjunct Chiron in his birth chart also. Chiron is that wound in your birth chart, the wounded healer, something that you must overcome in this lifetime. Chiron conjunct Mars. Wow. That shows that he actually has to overcome his Mars tendencies to be imbalanced when it comes to his passion and anger and warring nature. Wow, that is amazing. Isn't it crazy when the astrology just really backs up a tarot reading? I really love this. I mean, and I am sorry for him that this is what he has to overcome. We all have it somewhere in our birth charts though. And I think it's just really cool when you can actually see this information right in front of you. So his Chiron is conjunct his Mars. So this is what he has to overcome. He does have to overcome his Page of Wands energy. So I wouldn't say that this is an addiction or anything like that, other than maybe an addiction to anger, maybe an addiction to letting his anger overcome him in the moment. definitely needs to learn to be more Libran. So if I were his friend or his astrologer, I would say read up on Libra, read up on the positive side of Libra, and what a really high vibrational Libra would do in different conflict situations, and work on those skills. You can use astrology in a really practical way. So that's what I would tell him. And hopefully he naturally starts to do that. We tend to do that as we get older anyway, start to really work on our Chiron energy. And this may have been a wake up call for him. This may have just been a milestone where he's realized, I got to work on that. It's going to just, destroy my life if I don't. And that's what our Chirons do. They make us aware of our weaknesses, and we have to fix them, or else, or else we're going to lose everything we've worked for and what we want in life. So yeah, okay. Very interesting. Chiron and Libra conjunct Mars and Libra. Wow. Well, okay. And he also has a Pisces moon, making him very sensitive. When you mix sensitivity with a tendency to be quick to anger, it makes sense. It really makes sense that that is his biggest thing. So I'm going to leave it at that, because I just think that that gave us a lot of good information. And you know what? We're just going to send him good vibes. We're also going to send good vibes and healing energy to the person who, allegedly was the victim of the assault. That's very traumatizing and stressful. And, not something you get over quickly. Nobody wants to go through that. So we're just going to send love. And I'm glad that we looked into the tarot tea. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And if you guys got anything from this, did you get any intuitive hits as well? I always love to hear your opinions. And I will see you guys soon. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. I love you guys so much. Have a good night.